exposes every conceit of the deep state, that exposes every lie they've been told about abortion and marriage and family, all those family values that they hold on dear, that are mocked. And then, Senator, the point that you're talking about is the other side of that coin, where the rest of the country is like, okay, we get it. Now let's transition. We want to move off of this. And the challenge for Democrats is, how do you do that? How do you recognize and understand?
So this porch monkey, yeah, and for all you brothers out there, I hope you understand my vernacular. Porch monkey was a term invented by black slaves as a pejorative for a black informer who the slave owners would put on the porch to watch the other slaves and make sure they did his bidding when he had to go into town. And the brothers would say, hey man, the master got his porch monkey watching us. That's where that came from. White people aren't that creative. Only black people could have made up that slogan. In the meantime, the porch monkey, the informer, is talking about how the white Trump supporters and the black Trump supporters are supporting him virulently because of hatred. You know, it's amazing. We don't hate anybody. We just want the country to do good. Black, white, Hispanic. We just want the economy to do good. And these libtards with their identity politics can't figure it out. They're indentured to race. They're indentured to their inanity. Identity politics. So they can't conceive of people who are driven by results. Even as this week we've been celebrating the death and the life of Kobe, celebrating what a hard worker he was, what a good family man he was, what a good human being he turned out to be. And everybody to a man said he was the hardest working guy anyone ever saw around a basketball court. In the meantime, while they talk about a ball player and a work ethic, they cannot cross-pollinate that to a president or a CEO or somebody in business. To them, that's voodoo, see? So they'd rather have their bullhorn buddy Obama, who told us how the magic wand Trump would need to bring jobs back. And boy, don't they look stupid. And every day the stock market sets another record. And every day another economic story comes over the spillway celebratorily, exalting the Trump decisions and the management of the economy. And they can't stand it. So now they got Mr. Michael Steele, the ex-conservative, right? The ex-pundit on the right. And he found out he was a political hermaphrodite. And he goes the other way. Now, you wonder at this point how much money these people get paid to flip, like Officer Joe Bolton. That's what I call him. You guys remember that TV show when we were kids in the early 60s? Officer Joe Bolton. Remember? Well, here we are in Looney land, and I love to just tune in on these libtards to listen to them in their own little echo chamber telling each other that this is all going to come out and Trump's going to be impeached. And all their illegality and psychobabble and everything they've accused Trump of doing, they actually did. Hillary Clinton meddled in politics of foreign governments along with Obama. They tried to change the outcome on Netanyahu with the Israeli elections. It was Biden and his son who were stealing money from the crooked Ukrainians with Burisma. Now, I want to just say something else about that. That, of course, the first year and a half, the Trump administration had to deal with nothing but accusations that he was in bed with the Russians, because he told the Russians if they have any of the illegal emails of Hillary Clinton, he'd love to see them release them. So did I. That wasn't inviting the Russians to do something illegal. He was saying, if in fact you have them, release them. And that would have been good for America and the world. He wasn't inviting the Russians to do that ad hoc upon his request. He was alluding to the fact that if you have, pinch those emails, release them. That's a whole different thing, but that's the difference between rhetoric and hyperbole, and Americans don't understand that anymore. We don't teach that. They used to have teachers that taught rhetoric. One most celebrated, Joshua Chamberlain, Medal of Honor winner at the Battle of Gettysburg, and the little round top saved the Union left line. And I always told people, it is no coincidence he rose to the occasion and was heroic. He was a rhetoric professor from Bowdoin College in Maine. Now, here's the thing. Now they accuse him, of course, of being in bed with the crooked Ukrainians. Well, let me give you a metaphor. That would be like saying you colluded with Stalin, but you were helping Hitler. Do you see the insanity of that? Because the Ukrainians, who were the best friends the Nazis ever had, were always hated by the Russians. One was Eastern Orthodox, the other wasn't. A Ukrainian is related to Swedes and Germans. Ukraine, especially Kiev, was built by the Vikings. It's why their flag is still yellow and blue, just like Sweden's. They identify as Nordics, Europeans, not Slavic Russians. So people don't understand this, but at some point you got to understand the tribal alchemy. So accusing Trump of being in bed with the Russians and the Ukrainians is like saying you're in bed with Stalin and Hitler. It's absurd to the point of absolute insanity. But of course, that's the bailiwick of libtards. They are absurd and they are insane. And so I discount anything they say, but the scary thing is they have quite a following. And I've been saying this for 30 years. Either we kill them or they're going to kill this country and every sane person in it.